Our final question of the session today is from Tyler. And Tyler asks, do you think having a governance executive is a good idea, or is it more useful to have the company secretary separate from the executive team, acting as a conduit between the executive and the board? Julie, I'm going to hand that to you.
Okay, I think the short answer is it depends, but some ideas to think about to help you make that decision. One, does the person that you have as your putative company secretary have the skills, have the personal characteristics that enable them to be able to be a trusted advisor to the board and also a valued member of the executive team without those two different roles contaminating each other? Some of the knowledge from each role is useful, and the secretary can be a great conduit between the board and management, but some of it is highly dangerous. And the secretary needs to be a person with enough personal strength of character and integrity to be able to handle having information that they cannot share with groups of which they are a valued member. So it's really important. I sometimes refer to this as maturity, but I have seen this maturity in 18-year-olds, and I have failed to find it in 65-year-olds. So it really is a question for you as a board. Do I know this person? Is this person capable of these two roles? And the other thing is, have I given this person the training and support, the access to another professional secretary, perhaps to help them in the early stages so that they are capable and confident rather than just capable but scared stiff? Training and support are so important, and that's why I love what we do here.
Thanks, Julie. So, Denica, I think you've got an interesting perspective on that. Do you want to jump in and just comment there?
Yeah, I think I've been both an executive assistant to a CEO, which involved the board secretary function, and am obviously now a independent board secretary and company secretary. And I think there's value in both models. But the issue is when you are an executive that supports the leadership team and you are supporting the board, you can become quite compromised in that position because it's hard to be independent and keep that confidentiality, because you'll often have members of the executive team wanting to find out what the outcomes were of those board meetings, what the deeper kind of conversation was that's not necessarily in the board minutes. So having an independent company secretary or an independent professional board secretary that comes in and does these meetings does keep that process independent, and they are a conduit between management and the board, and they don't get involved in the day-to-day operations of the company. So they can be completely independent and don't become quite so compromised in that confidentiality.